On this episode of the Infowars News, Eyewitness says immigrants threatened to take her hostage and rape her. Feminists ask the UN to censor the internet. And Mark Zuckerberg is caught saying that Facebook will censor anti-immigrant posts. That and a lot more, so stay tuned. For the week of October 5th, 2015, this is the first article there. This article is by Paul Joseph Watson. The article is titled, Witness, Immigrants Threaten to Take Me Hostage and Rape Me. Underneath it says, Arabic-speaking woman recounts shocking scenes on board Budapest train. And there's a video here too. You can see it paused, but I'm not going to play it for the sake of time. I'll just go down here too. There's also a little bit of something here too for y'all to read. I mean, it just talks about basically how this Arabic-speaking European woman who traveled on a train departing Budapest alongside immigrants reveal how the refugees rob Hungarians, use children as human shields. Well, you get the idea. Anyway. Bolivar, or I'm sorry if I get the name wrong, lived in the Middle East for 5 years and is fluent in Arabic. At the start of the video, she stresses that she's not trying to make the immigrants look bad by telling her story. After arriving at the Caliphate railway station in Budapest, Bolivar, I'm getting people's names wrong here. I got her name wrong here. Anyway, she was shocked to find a mass of filthy people who refused to let her enter the building and tried to steal her luggage while hurling insults. The woman goes on to say that the men grabbed random children and tried to use them as human shields in order to board the train. Bedlam then ensued, with windows cracked and fights breaking out as waves of people surged onto the train. It goes on to say that basically there were about 4 other passengers on the plane, and these Muslims were attacked. We're discussing if they were take them hostage or basically they're gonna rape them and all that stuff. But basically, this is all just a ploy. And I mean, do I need to bring up what Nicholas said about what was gonna happen, right? Thank you. You just heard what Larry just said right there. This is all a ploy to flood the Middle East Europe with all immigrants. And you know they're all men too. So you know. They're all not immigrants. The mainstream media is talking about. So basically they're a complete pack of liars. As always. Anyway, here's another article, actually a video, by Paul Joseph Watson. The title is called UN to Censor the Internet to Save Feminist Feelings. Underneath it says, calling Caitlyn Jenner bruise could be considered cyber violence. And here's the video of the cyber violence.
Feminists want the UN to censor the internet to prevent cyber violence. But what does Anita Sarkeesian define as harassment and cyber violence?
Harassment is, as someone had mentioned, it's not just what is legal and illegal, right? Harassment is threats of violence, but it's also the day-to-day grind of you're a liar, you suck, you know.
That's right, criticizing feminists or calling them out on their bullshit by saying they suck or they're liars now constitutes cyber violence. And remember, this is the same woman who thinks
everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out.
And what does Zoe Quinn define as harassment and cyber violence.
Trans women often face a very specific type of violence called dead naming, where people post pre-transition names.
So under this definition, referring to Caitlyn Jenner as Bruce will be treated as hate speech.
Because it's not Bruce Jenner, it's Caitlyn, and she's a stunning woman!
They're actually calling for laws and Chinese-style internet censorship to shut down anyone who hurts their feelings by disagreeing with them on the internet.
They got me in tweets and it hurt their feelings, and so they had to go to the UN and they had to whine about it. I'm triggered.
The UN wants governments to use their, quote, licensing prerogative to ensure that telecoms and search engines are only, quote, allowed to connect with the public if they, quote, supervise content and its dissemination. So if an ISP or search engine doesn't comply with UN-mandated censorship of anti-feminist content, they'll be cut off from being accessible by the public altogether. The likes of Twitter and Facebook will be forced to, quote, proactively police every profile and post, reports the Washington Post. And if you think that's unimaginable, then just look at Canada, where a man faces 6 months in prison for the crime of disagreeing with feminists on Twitter.
Well, there you go, folks. I mean, this isn't the game. This is actually happening. The time to stop laughing is now over. It's time to get back in their face and tell them, you are not going to do this. I mean, basically, just get right in their faces. This is all a sick joke? Freaks! Morons! God, man. Man. I mean, as one commenter has said, this is a violation of the First Amendment. Their argument is moot and it doesn't count. But anyway, this is the last article of the day here, and it is an article written by Mikkel Thin. The title is called Zuckerberg Caught on Hot Mic Saying Facebook Will Censor Anti-Immigrant Posts. Facebook CEO tells German Chancellor, we need to do some work. Maggot. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg was caught discussing the censorship of anti-immigrant posts of the United Nations Development Summit Saturday while speaking with German Chancellor Angela Merkel. According to CNBC, the pair were picked up by a hawk mic after Merkel confronted Zuckerberg on social media posts curtailing of the wave of Syrian refugees entering Germany, after being asked about Facebook's efforts to curtail speech. Zuckerberg said, we need to do some work, confirming he had already started looking at ways to hinder comments in oppression to Merkel's immigrant program. Are you working on this? Merkel said, yeah. Zuckerberg responded before their microphone was cut. Only just last week, an article by Infowars, Kit Daniels examined the Pope's controversial comments on mass immigration were pulled and barred from Facebook without explanation. Since the immigrant crisis began, news outlets across the globe were both covered up crucial facts, specifically NATO responsible for deliberately in destabilization of Syria has and gone out of their way to outright ignore any stories that highlight the criminal acts of immigrants, meaning basically raping, killing, whatever the heck they want. And basically, this is the same guy that calls his users dumb effers. Well, here's my dumb effer comment. You see this, Zuckerberg?
Go fuck yourself!
I don't think you can see it, but trust me, it's my finger. It's not the ring or the index one I'm putting up either. Trust me. You are a sick, demonic joke, you piece of garbage. And from what I've read, now, I think this guy actually stole this whole idea of Facebook from a couple of friends back in college. I mean, the guy's a little demon. He probably doesn't work a day in his life. But anyway, basically, they are trying to censor this whole thing here as well. So, well, that's all the articles I have for you today. If you'd like to read more about these articles, please go to the link below or go to prisonback.com. or Infowars.com. Thank you for hundreds of articles. Those articles I have read for you today. Visit Infowars News. I'm Infowars. Now for Film Rating number 3. Please like, subscribe, and donate. Bye bye.